I've been using the Roland TD-17 for about 2 years now, or getting close to it. And the first thing that I gotta say is that this kit's phenomenal, and by far the best electric drum kit that I ever had. Of course the kit's not perfect, and I do have a couple of gripes with it that I'm gonna be sharing with you later on in the video, but overall my experience has been very positive over the years. This is not a review video, there are hundreds of those around. This is basically my own honest experience with the kit, some of the stuff that I learned with it, some of the stuff that I liked, some of the stuff that I disliked, and basically a general overview of my experience. So let's get to it then. The vast library of already put together drum kits that this module offers is simply fantastic. It's super varied and they all sound really good. This is a feature that I already liked since the beginning, but mostly in theory. Because if I'm being really honest, in the beginning I used to simply go to the drum kit preset that kinda worked and left it at that. And if I'm being really honest, I mostly didn't even go to the trouble of changing kits. I simply played everything using the same one. Well, now I'm older, I'm wiser if you may. After almost 2 full years of growing and maturing, I have learned many things, and now I understand the error of my ways. Playing music is a creative activity, right? Well, it should be. And sound plays a very big role in the creative process. The drum part that you get inspired to play in a kit that sounds like this, for example, more than likely wouldn't even occur to you if the kit sounded like this. All I'm saying is that by sticking strictly to presets, or even not even swapping presets, as I used to do, I was restricting my own creativity to my drum parts and performances. And also, the whole thing with picking the right drum sounds and tweaking them to taste is about making the sound fit the music, and by consequence, making your performance as a musician fit the music as well. So I truly recommend taking the time and the effort to customize your kits. Go deep into the module, see what it has to offer. Those features are there for a reason, and this guide goes very deep. Play around with the ambience and reverbs. Check out the different types of reverbs, see how different they sound from one another. You will even learn some production stuff that will make you a better drummer in the studio setting. F around until you find something that makes sense to what you're playing and that sounds great to you. The core principle here is that the more you like how it sounds, the more you'll be inspired by it. You will see that your performances will respond to that. Quiet count is a feature that I liked a lot because it's a great practicing tool, and it's a feature that basically gives you a few measures with metronome and a few measures without, so that you stick to the tempo even when you don't have the click. So it's a great way to practice tempo. The reason I say that I liked it a lot is not because the tool lost its charm, it's still a very useful tool, I simply found a better one for this application. Now I use the version in the Soundburner app, called Muted Beats Trainer, because it's a little bit more fully featured. To begin with, on the one on the kit, you are a little bit limited on the amount of bars with or without click. And in the Soundburner app, you have up to 100 bars with and 100 bars without click to iterate any way you want it. Whatever way you decide to do it, I do recommend using the feature, because it truly helps in developing a very solid tempo. Another reason why I prefer this method is, of course, because I can use it alongside the Soundburner. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a metronome, but rather than making sound, it vibrates. It allows you to stick to the tempo without actually having the bothersome click nagging in your ears. And in many ways, I think it's a superior method when it comes to keeping tempo. And if by any chance you're interested in getting one for yourself, you can use the affiliate link in the description of this video and get a very nice discount at the moment of purchase. And by doing so, you're also helping the channel. The kit comes loaded with way more sounds than any one person will ever need, and some of them are weird and niche, to say the least. But the fact that you have access to them is far from a bad thing, and I truly encourage you to explore some of the more funky sounds and see what you can do with them, if only for creativity's sake. You might end up surprising yourself, and it might be that extra bit of charm and character that's gonna take a song from being simply alright to being remarkable. I had already mentioned before how the choice in sound can inspire you to play your grooves in a different way or play a different groove altogether. And there is a very big impact on how you approach to the drumming. But the whole thing with creativity when it comes to sound is not only when it comes to the drum parts that you're gonna compose with that particular sound. It can be an expression of the sound itself. So this can go way beyond simply having a more rock and roll kit or a jazzier kit. You can go kinda nuts with this and actually allow sound to be one of the ways that you express your creativity. When it comes to the stuff that I don't truly like about this kit, there's not really that much to complain about, if I'm being very honest. But I do have two complaints when it comes to this kit, one small and one big. The big one is the lack of independent outputs. With just a stereo output, it makes for a good hobby and practicing kit. But since this is marketed for pro use and the price point is a reflection of that, I feel that the independent outputs should already be a thing with this module. But for that, you have to go to some of the higher end models that are considerably pricier. There are of course ways to work around this, and I even produced a video already showcasing how you can use this kit hooked up to your computer to record multi-output. And it should be out somewhere around the screen. But still, having to work around this issue is a little bit of an annoyance, and especially if you're planning on using this kit to perform live, where ideally you would be sending each different part of the kit to the mix, to the sound guy, to be able to operate it independently. And now, this small complaint, it truly is small, but it is quite annoying. I play using a double bass drum pedal, and I have a hard time fitting it correctly into the base of the kit. The kick drum pad, the part where the beater should hit, is quite small, and if you simply place the pedals as you would with a single, the second beater, the left side beater, is not properly aligned. And to make it worse, the part of the kick that you clutch the pedals to is also very small and too rounded. So what happens is that if you try to simply clamp the pedals a little bit further to the side in order to have both beaters centered correctly, when you start clamping it, it begins turning the whole drum around. And of course, once again, there are workarounds for this. This is by far not a deal breaker. You can buy, for instance, a flat razor for the kick drum, where you can clamp the pedals to the razor rather than the kick drum directly, and you wouldn't have this issue. Or you can also just do that kind of fine-tuning of finding the correct spot for the pedal kind of sideways and not clamp that hard, because that way you won't be moving the kick that much. Kind of annoying, but can be done. So once again, not a deal breaker, but it is annoying to have to deal with this kind of things. This one in particular is a big annoyance for me because it's something that I have to deal with on a daily basis. I don't like having the clamps on my pedal not that tight because I don't feel the same steadiness, and also it moves a little bit. So when I'm practicing, I have to be conscious of that. I have to lower the intensity of my playing, so it creates many problems. It's a small issue, but quite a cumbersome one. Honestly, no, this is not a perfect kit, but it's very freaking good. And these complaints are just being very nitpicky. All in all, I'm very happy with it. And although I do plan on upgrading from it eventually, I would say that for most applications this delivers really well. It's actually excellent. And be honest, this is way more than most people would ever have used for when it comes to electric drums. So those are some of my takes on the Roland TD-17. My experience with it has been very positive, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone that can afford it, either being a hobbyist or someone that wants to use it to more professional applications. Unless you gig a lot, if you're a pro drummer that uses the electric drum kit to gig, I think you will need to step up a little bit, because the whole thing with having independent outputs probably would be very important for you. So basically those are my thoughts on it. What kind of kit do you have? Do you have one of these guys? Are you happy with it? And if not, what is your kit? Would you recommend it? Do you think you wouldn't buy this one if you had the chance to do it now? Please share with everybody now in the comments, because this is the point of this, sharing a little bit of our experiences so that everybody can make conscious and informed decisions later on. And now, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, I do invite you to subscribe, to ring the bell, because like that you're gonna be notified whenever new videos like this one pop up. And also, if you want to support us even further, you can listen to our music on Apple Music or Spotify, and also follow us on other social media such as Instagram and X, and also join the conversation on Discord. With that said, the only thing left is that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember that I'll see you when I see you.